And so is my next guest, who was on. When the draw took place and they drew Sweden, we had him on. I agreed with Nima. I didn't feel right. Sat down with my sons yesterday at an event I was at. I'll talk a little bit about that later. And my son says to me, Dad, you're worried everything will work out. I said, no, I'm not worried. I'm confident. They're not going through, guys. I will take you boys out, my sons, to the steakhouse of your choice if they win. But if not, I said, Nima, before you get on, I said, boys, guess what? You're going to write a nice check to the hospital for sick children in Dad's name. Well, guess what my boys are doing today, Nima? They're writing a check to the hospital for sick children. So you know what? Everyone wins. The Swedish people win. Hospital for sick children win. Unfortunately, the Totera boys, you lose, and Italy lose. Nima Tavallaey, welcome, my friend. What a day. What a night.
What an epic, horrible day, huh?
No, not really. You know what the horrible part was, Nima? Was those disgusting, vile, vulgar Milan supporters in Italy there booing the Swedish national anthem. They should be ashamed. Vergogna ignorante for doing that. What for? What did the Swedish people ever do to you? They're beautiful people, beautiful country, and you do that? For what reason? Go ahead, Nima.
Yeah, no, first of all, I mean, that was very disrespectful. I think a lot of that came from people in the media, Italian media, who were furious at the referee and how the Swedish players played, but still, there's no excuse for that. It was incredibly disrespectful. And again, you know, it's a really sad day, because I don't know if you guys saw it on TV there, but Gianluigi Buffon was applauding the Swedish national anthem afterwards, and he was very respectful, as he's always been, because he's a class act.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's break down this game. I mean, Sweden parked the bus. All credit to Sweden. But when they had to attack, they attacked when they had the few moments. The first leg, to me, I got to be honest, that first half, it was back and forth, and it was even. That second half, I would give Sweden a little bit of the edge. But today, right from the start of the whistle, you knew that the Italians were going at them, and the Swedish back line there stood tall, Nima.
I did. I mean, when I was on your show a couple of weeks ago and you said what I think, and you know, we agreed. What's horrible about this is that this horror show has been a long time coming. If you ask me, I think it started pretty much the day after Italy won the World Cup in 2006. If you remember, Italy were coming from the Calciopoli scandal, and everyone, you know, grouped together. Lippi managed to guide this fantastic team to World Cup glory. But then, as it always happens in Italy, the people in charge, they lay back. There were actually some people in the Italian FA who said, well, you know, back in the Roman Empire, when Roman soldiers brought glory to Rome, we forgive them their trespasses, so let's not deal out any punishment to anyone. And that kind of mentality is what's the problem. This is at the root and heart of Italian football, and Italian society as a whole, if you want to be really crass about it. This notion that you appoint people based on nepotism instead of merit. Gianpiero Ventura has 0 in his CV to be the national coach of Italy. 0. There is nothing in the CV that gives him any qualification for that position. And what you know, these before, you know, in years gone by, Italy has been lucky and have glided through on the skin of their teeth. Well, guess what? That luck ended tonight horribly at the San Siro.
And rightfully so, Nima. Rightfully so, because how stubborn can you be? I've been saying it for months and months and months and months. Jorginho was begging to play for Italy. He wanted to bleed for Italy. And he showed today in the first game he was playing for Italy what he could do. Balotelli, for whatever he did years ago, some of the veterans and Ventura and Conte, no, we can't have Balotelli, he's a troublemaker. We can't have him, he's a troublemaker. Let's not bring Jovinko, because Jovinko's useless. But hey, Sweden, bring Svensson, the MLS player. He won't be of any use to you, Nima.
I mean, this. I think we have to understand the magnitude of this disaster. Italy got knocked out by a team where a player who starts for Crotone cannot get into the starting lineup. Let's just let that sink in, okay? And the reason why they did that is precisely for the exact reason that Italy weren't able to do anything today, and in Sweden at the Friends Arena in Stockholm. And that's because Jan Andersson, the Swedish national team coach, during the 18 months or the 12 months he's been in charge, He's worked his ass off to give this team an identity, a clear blueprint, how to work, where to work, give a team A and a plan A and a plan B. But Ventura has been there for the same amount of time, and you saw it in the first leg. For 20 minutes in the second half, he played 4-3-3, 4-2-4, 3-5-2. The guy likes to change formations. I don't know what, because he's clueless. He has not been able to give this team an identity because he's out of his depth. He's been out of his depth, and I think every single person involved in his appointment should resign. There's no other alternative.
Absolutely, but Nima, I'm a moron, you're a fool, I'm an idiot, you're a donkey. How in the world do you not use Insigne? Please explain it to me. You bring in El Shaarawy. God bless him. He was sent to the stands not too long ago. You bring me in Gabbiadini, El Eder. You bring me everyone else, and then you don't even put in Senya when you need a goal. And the best was De Rossi today, looking at whoever it was, the assistant, a trainer, whoever, saying, "Are you for real? This moron, this donkey, this fool? We need a goal. We need to win, and you want me warming up a defensive old senior citizen midfielder? What an idiot! What an absolute idiot, Nima."
I don't know what exactly, but the thing is that's what I think that De Rossi and Buffon and these people are such class acts. The way they've handled themselves, the way they're the ones. Let's be perfectly honest here. We've all heard the rumors. Ventura was barely the coach. These guys, the old guard, stepped up to basically take over to save Italy from this disaster, and then Ventura was going to go get sacked. We all know that. I mean, let's be perfectly honest. But it wasn't enough. And what infuriates me the most about this awful, awful performance is the fact that there was no urgency about how Italy played. I mean, did you see that entire 90 minutes? It was from point A to point B, back to point A to, there was no tempo. There was no idea. The only time things happened was when they relied on the brilliance of individual brilliance. And that's not how football is played. This isn't the 1980s anymore. It's over. You can't just do that. Teams are too well tactically drilled, too tactically skilled to be able to outplay them. This is how the world looks like.
You said it best, Nima. I got to give you credit. But I also agreed with you that I didn't understand this, and I don't understand it even more today. Why in the world, other than, of course, money that the Federation, the Italian Federation wants, money in their pocket, you play in Milan? Why the flip don't you play in Palermo? Why don't you play in Udine? Why don't you play in Bari? You play in Milan. All the Swedish guys came over. They had a wonderful time infiltrate. I could hear a pin drop from my living room watching the game, and the people there that weren't saying boo.
I would have played in Naples and Sao Paulo.
In Naples, yeah, exactly.
If you want money. But look, this is basically about, again, it's this culture of nepotism that has been destroying. I mean, and I got to bring this up. I hate to do it, but I have read some stupid, ignorant stuff these past 72 hours about how 70% foreign players in the Serie A is the reason that the national team is no good. That's utter nonsense. It's not foreigners who appointed Gianpiero Ventura. Gianpiero Ventura is an Italian, not a foreigner. There were no foreigners who have been unable to rebuild new stadiums and thus create more revenue to invigorate and refresh Italian football. That's an Italian problem right there. So can we please stop this ridiculous notion of blaming foreigners? Seriously.
Yeah, and you know what? Enzo and I agree. Listen, Nima, let's put the cards on the table. Foreigners have absolutely done so many beautiful things in Serie A over the years past. Let's talk about Maradona, Zidane, Ziggy Boniak. I could go on and on. The foreigners, to me, as a young boy growing up watching Serie A, yeah, all sorts.
Ronaldo.
Of course, we could go on and on. Now, all I would say to that is what we heard that coach in Serie B say. Look, all I would say is maybe limit it. Maybe bring it down to amount where it's 3/4 or the whole roster on a game day being without an Italian on it. Now, there I would say no. You've got to have a certain amount of Italians being starting on a roster, and I think you would agree, Nima, right or not?
Look, I agree with that, but the thing is, the problem is not there. The problem is, like, if you look at what Germany did after they were knocked out, they had an autopsy report, and they realized that they were outdated because their view of not allowing Germans with other national ethnic backgrounds into their football because of the way they wanted to play football was wrong. What happened? Germany has enjoyed one of the strongest. Look at the under 19s, under 21s. They're in the final or they win. World Cup final, European Championships, Özil, Khedira. They're German, but they also have another background. They have broadened this in Germany, the idea of Germanness and German football, and it's only been to help German football. In Italy, a Swedish journalist today interviewed a 20-year-old kid whose parents, he was born in Morocco. He was brought over to Italy when he was 3 years old. His brother was born in Milan. His parents were not born there, but they were able to prove that they were able to become Italian citizens. He was a huge talent, but he had to give it up because he couldn't become an Italian national. Same thing with Balotelli. Remember when he broke through at 17? He couldn't play for Italy until he became 18 because of Italian legislation. Look, this is a huge problem, and you have political powers in Italy saying no, we got to keep it the way it is. Well, okay, fine. Then welcome. This is the sum of your ambition.
No, this is beautiful. To me, this is a celebration, Nima. I'm enjoying this since that final whistle. I'm so happy. I'm happy because now revolution will happen in Italy. I'm happy because heads will roll. I'm happy now that some of the young players, Nima, like Donnarumma, Chiesa, on and on, some of these Berardi, some of these players are going to actually get to play now. Enough with the Barzaglis, with the Bonucci's, with all these old guys like De Rossi. God bless Buffon, God bless him. But it's time for a change. It's time for the mentality to change too.
Absolutely. It's time for Italy to leave the 18th century and join the 21st century in every way, and I think you just summed that up pretty well. I mean, this is ridiculous. Every other country has manages to do this. England's players, look at the Premier League. No English player gets anywhere, right? That's the statistics. But still, they still put their money. They use the money and the revenue from the Premier League. They put it into their youth team, and look at that. They won the under 19s and the under 17 World Cup, despite having players that don't get into the big teams. Because this isn't about ethnicity. This is about competence. It's an issue of competence and an issue of incompetence.
Bravo, Nima. Bravissimo. Nima, listen, I got to cut you short because we're jam-packed tonight. You're a wonderful contributor. As we let you go, I want to say this to you, and you will get that message back to the people of Sweden, the beautiful people of Sweden, from a Canadian born here, from Italian parents that immigrated here. Sweden, congratulations. You're off to the World Cup. You merited it. You won fair and square.
Absolutely.
You are a beautiful country with unbelievable people. Stand tall. And you deserve to go to the World Cup. Nima, thank you so much for joining us. Keep up the great work that you do, and never, ever, ever back down from any of these morons that boo the national anthem, that take shots at foreigners. It's uncalled for. Nima, God bless you, and thanks again, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me, and keep up the good work. And congratulations on that award. It's fully deserved.
Thank you so much.